are here live streaming on the Red Friday podcast. And this is a great show because I got some amazing veterans here. They're not only veterans, they're really really good friends, and they're practically family. They are family. So we've got the crew here from the Fish and Flow show. We're going to talk about more about that in just a minute here. I want to give everybody a little update. We've got some beer in the tanks finally. Yes, yay!
Amen.
Yeah, last Wednesday that beer dropped, and it is being brewed. And I don't know if we're going to have it out before the Army Navy game, which is actually December 9th, I think. But we are getting beer out, and a lot of things are happening. We need to move forward, move forward, move forward. Our apparel store is about to go up, and we're just got to bounce back, and we're getting there. So I had also, we're going to have an update on these idiots in Norfolk, Virginia, and I don't say that kindly at all. But we'll have an update on them as well. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Some things I can't even say. But we'll have an update on that. But I'll tell you what, about, gosh, what was it? 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I got invited to come down to Florida and be the first participant on America's hottest new fishing show. It's a show called Fish and Flow. And my buddies here, I've got two of the hosts here and one of the founder producers here. And I'm going to go by one by one with them. Anthony Big Country Stevens is in the house. Anthony, with us on the last
What's up, guys?
Red Friday podcast. And the co-host of Fish and Flow. And Jason Ladd is here. Jay Ladd, what's up, my man?
What's up, buddy?
Jason Ladd's here, and we've got John Dill here as well, who's also a veteran. And John, you've got the barbecue thing going on with Big Country, don't you?
A little bit, yes, sir.
Yeah. So we've got Carl Johnson is somewhere here. He's going to pop on here in a moment, I'm sure. And let's dive into the show, guys. I'm a Nebraska boy. I've done a lot of fishing on land, but I never got to sea fish before. So you guys having me down there was my first sea fishing experience, and I had a blast. I mean, a blast. Shall we show a clip of that and kind of intro?
Do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's do it. All right, let me.
Jason
Check
Ladd.
this
People
out. We
call
had a
me
blast.
J Ladd,
I'm Anthony Stevens, Big Country
and this is the Fish and Flow Show.
from Florida. And that's one thing about Fish and Flow is we're going to bring great guests. We're going to talk about current political events, and we're going to let you know what's going on in the world that you don't see on normal TV or news cycles. I'm excited about fishing, a lot of fishing.
A whole lot of fish.
A lot of fishing. Goliath.
Wow.
That's monkey delicious. Dang, we reckon that one is 50.
You guys, I had such a good time with you guys. Carl Johnson's joined us. Hey, Carl, what's
There he
going
is.
on?
Hello.
Well, I'll
I
tell
had
you what.
some technical malfunction. How long had you all been talking?
Just maybe a couple minutes, but you get a pass because that nice little Christmas fireplace you got going
Well,
on in the
that's-
background there.
See, that's how we have to do it here in Florida. We don't have per se the seasons and all, but what
Yeah.
we do is we have these great, really on sale flat screen TVs, and if you go to YouTube, you have the lovely, what do they call it, ambiance. So this is how you're
Nice.
get into the holiday mood here in Southeast Florida. Anyway,
Love
Treasure
it.
Coast.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love
How
it.
you doing?
Well, good. Doing good. Doing good. Why don't we go one by one here? Because you guys are veterans. You served our country. You guys have incredible service records and stories. And I just love hanging out with you guys to death. But not only do we hang out, you guys do a ton of veteran outreach and just outreach for law enforcement, veterans, the military community, and the civilian community as well. You guys, most of you, deployed up to Asheville during Hurricane Helene, and you've traveled around the country doing Feed the Front Line, feeding law enforcement, border patrol, in all sorts of different cities. And I'll tell you what, I'm just tickled and honored to be associated with you guys and friends with you guys. So, Big Country, let's start with you. Tell us what branch were you in and everything.
What branch? I mean, there's only one branch, and that's the Army. Everything else is subservient to the Army. We're getting ready to roll into our 250th anniversary, man. I'm stoked for the country, but I was a medic, enlisted grunt medic, and man, I'm hooked up with CJ or Carl Johnson and J Lad several years ago on some nonprofit stuff, and we've been rolling together since. J Lad came down from like North Dakota or somewhere. I've taught him to fish since he's been down here, and he's getting the knack of it. He wasn't as green as you on the boat, but and Carl, man, he's from Arizona. I had to tell him it was salt water and not normal saline, as he kept referring to it. But man, we got a great team, man. J Lad and Carl, and it's just a great, blessed team.
Yeah, there's a ton of synergy there, and I mean, it's just great. You and J-Lad hosting this together, it's just absolutely incredible too. J-Lad, how about you?
What's up, bud?
You're in Florida.
I
Both
am
of
in
you
Florida.
Are. All of you are.
Yeah. We're down here. Me and Carl in the the lower end, right here at the tip of the head. I won't say exactly what it is, but you know what I'm thinking. But yeah, it's great down here. This morning it was cold, man. I went out fishing this morning on Lake Okeechobee. Went out to drown some minnows and try to catch some bass, and all I did, caught catfish.
Oh, did you?
I'm like, man, what the hell? Why am I catching catfish? So I reeled up and went back home. I said, this is garbage. I feel like Anthony Stevens is on the boat with me catching catfish. I'm like, man, this is crap. We just got to go home and regroup. So I did. But yeah, it was good, man. This morning it's cold though. It was 59.
Wow, I guess that's really cold for Florida.
Yeah. Down here it was, and there was fog. I mean, it was a little bit of a challenge this morning on Okeechobee, but there was a lot of boaters out, a lot of people catching fish, and just enjoying it. I'm going to try to. I'm getting excited for the tarpon run, coming up in a couple months over on the West Coast. So I've got to get ready for that. I got to get my stuff squared away for that.
You've got your own boat and the whole thing. I mean, I was on the phone with you just a couple days ago talking about reels and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you're pretty committed. Well, everyone here is committed to fishing because I think you all have boats, and heck, Big Country even gets online and skins alligators and all that, cleans alligators and all that good kind of stuff. Carl Johnson, my man, welcome.
Yeah,
we had you on last week as well, but give the audience, tell us about your military service, because it's pretty extensive there, and I'm excited to talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, and it's no coincidence that all three of us did serve in the Army, so I'm also an Army soldier, retired now, but we call ourselves Soldiers for Life. And I did manage to stay in and retire. I was first a grunt. And yes, in the Army, we have a saying, there's 2 MOSs in the Army. There's infantry, and then there's everything else that supports the infantry. So don't get confused about all the other numbered MOSs. So I went in.
That's right.
In the Army, I went in I don't want to call it the lowest, but at the lowest operational level is when I entered it. So I went to Fort Benning, Georgia in 1989, and that made a man out of me. And I had a great Army career. I ended up switching hats and going to the dark side. I was enlisted and I became an officer, and then I became an aviator and flew helicopters for a while. And like Jason and Big Country, I made it with my limbs and most of my sanity intact. I had a great time in service. Had so many friends, some we had to leave behind and some that we still talk to. But as veterans, us 3 did get involved in kind of serving for life in the nonprofit space. When I retired, I got into some private sector businesses, but really what drew me to the nonprofit space was just a series of unfortunate events in our country that happened around the election in November 2020, specifically regarding the election. And what happened is our country collapsed into the lowest we've seen it a few months after that election happened. That's where us 3 met each other, because we had different pathways, but we all seemed to cross paths, getting involved civically and getting involved in some organizations that have some really powerful and well-known people that started these organizations as an effort to combat some of the adversarial nonprofit organizations that had grown and existed out there. So we got into another like low intensity, really a Green Beret level type of conflict. But thank God for all of our different backgrounds, and as well as a lot of other veterans that you don't see as a part of this show. We were a part of an organization that had more guys than us, didn't we, guys? We had some serious veteran, recently retired, fresh from the other side of the world, so to speak. When we had a mission, and we kind of got together again, and we had a special purpose. And boy, what does that do to retired veterans when you give us a special purpose?
Yeah.
And something higher than ourselves. So you can see the quality of people I got to be around, and you're looking at the 2 stars right now, Big Country and JLAD. Because we started and we got to know each other, we're immediately brothers because we were Army, and that's how it is in the Army. Just like the Marine Corps and all the other service branches, you're brothers, soldiers for life. But more than that, we met and connected on other levels, our worldviews, for example, our love for our country, our reason why we serve. I would have done it for free, to tell you the truth. And we say that now that we're retired and we got retirement, but I would have done it for free. And so we have these wonderful quality of men that I got to be around. And as we were in the nonprofit space, like Alan, you mentioned earlier, we were out doing grassroots things like feeding local law enforcement and Border Patrol and more than that, we got involved and we're having town halls talking about election issues. We were putting on and supporting town halls that talked about border issues. During the last 4 years, before those problems were addressed, we were going around in these nonprofit organizations that we were involved in, getting this message out. And I'll tell you, both Jason and Big Country, before I met them, had already had their own nonprofit organizations. So they're running their own nonprofits, doing other more specific things on behalf of veterans and helping people. But we came together in a larger organization that had a little bit more money behind it and some really good star power. And we got to do a lot of neat things. But as we were doing these things, I started to see the magic between the 2 stars, JLAD and Big Country, as we were in a work environment, coming to the same building, working in our nonprofit space. So I just saw this magic between the 2. I saw, obviously, when you listen to them and they speak, everything about them draws you to them because that's just who they are.
Yeah.
talk about him. Like, if you're central casting for this type of person, a Florida man, like where Anthony is at, the Forgotten Coast, Panacea, Florida, south of Tallahassee, Wakulla County, that is a beautiful part of Florida. And he's a Florida man in every respect in that area. Then you have J-Lad. J-Lad's from somewhere else, but Florida gets people from somewhere else like us all the time. We get our cherries. When you come to Florida and you fight for America for 4 years, our cherries pop. We're Floridians. So we say, and J-Lad, other people, it's kind of like where Kristi Noem is, people in South Dakota. I'm not from there, but I sure as hell would live there, and I would love being from there. That's what drew us to Florida. And so you just kind of, it becomes you. And like where I'm from Arizona, for example, where I live near the Treasure Coast in Florida, I love it. I'm a cheeseburger in paradise, man. This is Key West North. We have a highway named after Jimmy Buffett here. So this is the perfect place for this type of Florida man. We have good inshore and offshore fishing. We don't have to go so far out on the East Coast. It's a laid back life. You drive down Federal Highway or A1A or on Jimmy Buffett, you could probably sit back with a margarita and a joint and the sheriff wouldn't pull you over. There's nobody else. That Florida man is where I exist. And where J-Lad just said he's from, now where he lived, where he came from, it's perfect that he ended up at Lake Okeechobee. That's just
Okay, but who thought of putting a fishing show? Obviously, there's this great chemistry in the whole group, has been for a while. And who thought of this? Who go, hey, let's do a fishing show.
Well, that was Carl. Yeah.
Who?
I
saw
remember
these
that day.
two interacting, and let me get back to what I was telling about these two. So I did see the show, and it's not like I invented Cold Fusion. There's other fishing shows out there, and there's certainly
Sure.
But what I saw, it was a combination of what we were doing at the time and the cool people that we got to meet and work with and for, and then the fact that all three of us love fishing and outdoor life. It's in our hearts. It's what we do. If we could be out there.
I know, but
we would.
all those other fishing shows are like watching Bob Ross, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Paint
And
the
so,
trees.
yeah.
This one is fun, and you've got chemistry going on between these
It's
two
fun
guys
because
right there.
we cover all our bases. Jason Ladd's the expert angler of all three of us. Big Country angles, and Big Country does all the above. In our show, we touch fishing, but we're also going to touch some of the good freshwater outdoor stuff that especially you can get in Wakulla County. And it's more than gators too. There's gigging that you can do there that you can't do where I'm from. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's a beautiful life here in Florida. And we just got the crew together. I saw the synergy and the chemistry between those two just talking, and I thought you all should have a podcast. Because I'll tell you, they're highly intelligent. The front face you see, yes, these are country boys. Yes, but they have a deep knowledge, a very hidden gift. They really understand and stay up with current events, and they love our country, and they're very sophisticated at some of these low density skill sets I talk about. So being really plugged in and listening to them talk, I saw the gold in it. I know we all love fishing, and we thought, let's just do a fishing show, and let's just do it in Florida, for starters. And our fishing show is going to be different. Of course, we're going to go fish. But what we want to do is we want to highlight first these wonderful coasts we have in Florida, the 12 or 13 different coastal parts of Florida for inshore and offshore fishing, but as well we have wonderful waterways and freshwater fishing here in Florida as well that people don't know about. So we thought, we're doing so much work in charity, why don't we at some point, let's make a show, and who cares if it makes money? Who cares if it's going to make us so we can get out and fish, because all we do is talk about fishing, but we never freaking go out. We're doing too much work. So we said, we're going to make a show. It's going to be a fishing show, and that'll let us go fish. But more importantly, we'll cover all the bases. We'll highlight the Florida fishing waters, the marinas, the marina life that is here in the Salt Life, which is a part of Florida's center of gravity of its economy, exists on the coast and the marinas that are there. all of the fishing that comes from the marinas, the charters, the little tiki restaurants around the marina itself. This is the life force of Florida. And we wanted to go and just make a show and go celebrate that, go meet local people, find out what their life is like, and we've certainly done that. And then we have the star on the boat, the guest on the boat, right, guys? And that's where Alan comes in. Alan was the first guest we ever had. We've shot 4 episodes so far. But the guest on the boat makes the episode because we celebrate somebody, and in this case, Alan, but we want to get him out and make him fish. And we kind of do an interview either while we're fishing or afterwards. We've done them both ways, but it's the whole point of it is to celebrate anybody who's pro-freedom, who loves America, who has contributed in any way, shape, form. In Alan's case, a patriotic CEO, and everybody knows what Armed Forces Brewing Company is, who they are, and really how Alan scaled the company after the Dylan Mulvaney crap came down with Bud Light. But yeah, that's how we've met to make the show. But I'll let the other guys talk too. I've been talking way too much about the show.
Speaking of the guests that you guys bring out on the fishing boat to go fishing, you went from Alan Beal bottom feeder to like Mr. Incredible Tito Ortiz in the second episode. I want to show a clip from that if you guys wouldn't mind. I think that'd be great. Hang on, let me get this on.
That was
Got done with Fish and Flow, but of course we got a trifecta. We got grouper, we got American Red Snapper, and we got Blackfish. Oh, sure! Blackfish.
This is Conservative Ant with Fish and Flow. I just got off. I'm on land now, basically. I was just caught tons of fish, and then I had a blast.
Yes! I hope you got that! I hope you got that! Good day of fishing.
Yeah. Woohoo.
That's good
Anyway.
stuff right there.
That was a great day.
Man, and you guys aren't stopping there. You know, I have an inside track on where you're going with everything and the
No,
guests
and
that you're
before-
going to have on
before
there.
I-
But go ahead.
Before I hand it back over to guys, I talk too much. Our director and our creator of all of this is Troy Bowman. He's not
Bowman.
with us. He's the one that puts all of this magic together, end to end, taking everything that these two guys do out. It's total chaos, but when you have to take that back and put it together and make it something comprehensible and really cool, like those 2 teasers you saw, that's Troy Bowman. So I just wanted to give him props. He couldn't be here. He's actually out on another job. He has a day job, but he's our director and he's great. I just wanted to give him a shout out.
Well, yeah, big shout out to him. That video, that sizzle reel is awesome. It makes me want to go fishing with you guys, like big time. So
That was
anyway,
that was a wild day, wasn't it, Carl? I mean, that day, how many, Anthony, how many water spouts did we see
Oh man, it was beautiful.
coming back from that? We were just inundated with storms popping up.
Yeah, and you know,
everywhere.
sometimes God opens up the sucker hole. In other words, so you can go out and fish. God opened up a hole for us that day, and the footage we have, the B-roll footage, all of the extra stuff, we couldn't cram enough into what we thought at first would be a half-hour episode, because Jason and Big Country could tell me, I've been out and forth, but you didn't know where heaven and like the Forrest Gump movie, and like where earth end and heaven began. The water spouts were there, but that water for a while way out there looked like you could
Oh man,
ride on it like ice. It was so
85 miles, right? Didn't we go 85 miles?
Yeah,
offshore?
we had to go out. You know, on the
serious? You guys went 85 miles out with
Yeah,
those
because
guys?
down in Lee Coast, you got to go out. You got to go out 85 miles to get 10 feet. And us here on the East Coast, where I get to, you just go out a few miles and you are deep. But our brothers on the West Coast, we call it the West Coast, Lee Coast, or where Fort Myers is, and Cape Coral, that's where Tito lives. That's great fishing out there. What they got to do is, those charter guys out there are much different. And this is the beauty of the show. You get to see actually the little micro differences in Florida based on what? Because Gulf of America is far different. Some of the fish out there may be the same, but man, it's a different kind of fishing. So we get to learn and see that. And out there where Tito and Conservative Ant live, which is Fort Myers, if you understand Florida, it's on the southwest coast going down toward Naples. That area is beautiful. Lee Coast, they call it. Well, that day we had the scud run. We had to go out and fight the weather and get out there. And also, Tito Ortiz, who ended up being such a wonderful guy. You want to talk about not who you see on TV. You get to know this guy and see that episode. It's unbelievable. But one thing about Tito is he's competitive as hell. And J-Lad in Big Country, we're out there on the boat. And, like you, Alan, we met. You high-fived him. We're happy. You got on the boat. You talked about we got out there, and it was a blast. But with Tito, it was like, when the boys walked down to meet him and Conservative Ant, who's with him and is a great partner and a close friend of Tito. And Tito said, I ain't doing it without Conservative Ant. And of course, Conservative Ant, who we knew and watched, we're like, of course we would love to have both you guys on the pod. Are you kidding me? This is insane. So we have both of them there. And that was Conservative Ant, who got barfed on by the red snapper. When it started, though, the boys shook Tito's hands. When Tito showed up before we even shot, he showed up, didn't he, boys? He had everything over his shoulder. He came in, and you could tell with your fisherman's eye, this dude has fish, and he's coming here to fish. And on top of that, he has a 12-pack of Twisted Tea.
Yes.
He has tackle, he's got all his poles, he's got stuff. And he has a 12-pack of Twisted Tea, and he walks up, and my son, who helps shoot and helps with the filming, he just hands the Twisted Tea to my son and says, keep this cold. And then he goes and shakes the boy's hand. And he was really competitive. Tito, even in a fishing trip that he agreed to do for our show, can you believe it? We got the right people, and he agreed to do it.
Wow.
But when he was there and our boys were waiting for him, they shook his hand, they got on the boat. But Tito was kind of separating himself from the crew as you're going out in low wake. We were going and getting shiners and fish. We were getting live bait. The beautiful thing about this show is going out actually where they're giving you live bait. They're selling it right there. So we're filming, getting our bait before we even go out to sea. And that's where we're seeing, man, Tito he might as well be hitting the hand pads. Like he looks like he's getting ready to. And so he just has his face on, the same Tito face you see, before he goes out to the octagon. But he was really, and when we started fishing, we had such a great charter, such a great crew, such a great, beautiful backdrop. But when we got, most importantly, to where we were going to fish, everybody was hitting. Weren't you guys? Like everybody, as soon as those poles went in, we couldn't keep up. Alan, I know when we went fishing, you all were hitting, but there was some space to
right away.
Interview. And there was a great interview on Alan's show. The show that's going to premiere first is Alan's show. Interviewing Alan was on the boat. We got a chance to talk a lot of awesome topics while the fishing was going on, but not with Tito. We were running against weather, and as soon as these boys hit and dropped line, everybody was hitting. And I mean hitting, just like you saw in that sizzle reel. That's not us taking moments of excitement out of boring fishing. We couldn't keep up. It was just a great experience going out there. And so Tito's fishing like we're in a tournament. My God, I'm like, dang, as soon as he pulls one up, he wants it off, he's done, and he's back out there. And I know J-Lad loved it too. So J-Lad kind of, all right, J-Lad's super competitive too. He's always going to angling tournaments, and he starts fishing more, not aggressively, but just fishing with focus. And I was watching this from the other boat, and then Conservative Ant's like, oh, I got to get on that. Big Country's like, so you had everybody just, it was an amazing moment because for just a few minutes, everybody was hitting fish, everybody was catching. Wasn't it like that, boys? You couldn't keep up with it. and it occupied 100% of the boat time, where in Alan's case, it was great. We had just like our fishing moments, and it was hotter, but we gave a great interview that was on the boat with Alan, and then in our little cantina called the Wet Whistle is where we did it over here.
So, how many episodes do you guys have so far? And what everybody's wanting to know, where can we watch this? When's it going to launch? And give us all those good details on the show and its progression.
So even though we've shot 4 episodes, we plan to shoot 12 total. We're committed to doing 12, and we'll see how great it goes after that. Our show, if you all heard of the Pursuit channel, if you go to your Roku or anytime you turn on they call it OTT TV. So whether it's Samsung TV Plus or Roku or even Dish Network has it, you will find the Pursuit channel. It is an outdoor network, and it is streamed on many different OTT platforms. If you turn on your TV and you've subscribed, you have Pursuit channel. You just got to go and search for it. It's an awesome channel. I had only seen it in passing, and then we got really lucky. We just, again, we know we're regular guys, but we know some really cool people, and we were able to get our show seen by an owner of a network who passed us to the Pursuit network, and they said absolutely. Now what we've learned is there's a lot of waiting, and I thought, we shot the episodes and we're like, we got them done. What I have learned is you've got to be patient with this, because they have these things called queues, and your show's going to be here, and we're going to roll it out this. What we are happy about is our show's going to show on the Pursuit channel, but we're also we can release it. We're not only going to be on Pursuit. We're allowed to put it on YouTube and Rumble if we want to, if you follow Rumble. So when our show launches like that, we're going to launch it as well, so that even if you don't have, or you don't want to go on Pursuit channel, you'll be able to hit it by YouTube or Rumble.
Gotcha. Yeah, so we'll as this progresses, we'll get all the links and get them on our pages and all that good kind of stuff, and get everybody directed where they can go and find out more about Fish and Flow and gradually watch those episodes. So you guys
are going to want to see these too, because we have, on top of the 4 we've done, the guests that we have. Remember, Alan, you tried to say you were some bottom feeder. Our guest selection, there is a process to it. We want the coolest guests, but what we want to do is highlight people who love America and have, in their own sense, are living the American dream or are setting the standard for others who might want to. Alan obviously fits that. He's pro-America. Everybody in his family has served. Alan started his brewery. Look at the name of his brewing company. If that doesn't, when you're a private owner and you get into the brewing business, that's not an easy business. I've found out by listening to Alan's tutelage. So he managed to create a brewing company, and he really scaled at a certain point. But building that company for Alan has also come with these huge challenges. We're a fractured country right now, and Alan's story, for example, when you see that episode, is a story about resilience. Yes, being a successful business owner is one thing, but it's not so easy when Alan, you wish you could just run day-to-day operations of your company, but these other social pressures and issues
unbothered
during the cancel culture era completely derailed Alan's business, and now that he's just coming out of the rubble from it, we were able to catch your story, Alan, as it's going on, but at a point where you were just being able to, having to decouple and move from really something that was supposed to be an established brewing company there in Norfolk. It didn't work out that way. So the story goes, like with your case, why I'm getting at the guests for the boys, because you may not necessarily know how to fish. You're a guest that you fish when you can, but you don't go out. That's not the point. We're not looking to take out people like Tito Ortiz or That's great if he knows how to fish, but we want to get somebody out and away from, because it ain't going to happen with a guy like Alan. He works too hard and he's committed always to success. So we want to pull him out there and get him out of his environment and just say, what's going on with you, brother? How's your life? Tell us about briefly, and then just tell us what your story is, because we want to celebrate you. We want to get your butt out here into the water, because I tell you what, once we get you out here, welcome to your new addiction. And we want to just get you in an environment where you can talk and just say, dang, that was a good time. And then get back to rebuilding your brewery. So Alan, in your case,
Well,
with the boys, that was an easy episode, because we know you and we love you. So that was a great one.
well, I got to admit, we're out there on the water, and when we said, okay, it's time to go back in, I almost jumped out and said, I'm staying here. I love it so much. I'm staying here. I got to catch another amberjack. Anyway.
Those were big pools. I remember J-Lad telling me, because J-Lad has a lot of, J-Lad, if you were a pilot, he's got a ton of freshwater miles on him as an angler. And saltwater, he's good, but he never pulled something like that. That was a fight. That amberjack fight was something I'd never heard of. He goes, that was something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was brutal. I mean, I think all of us can speak for ourselves at that point. When we got back to the dock that day, it's like, man, your arms just wore out, your forearms
There's
and
a
your
scene
wrists.
where you're holding up one of them and you have to use your forearm to hold that fish up. Dang.
Yeah.
That's a good day. That's a good day.
Hey, man, you guys had to jump in and help me reel that amberjack in. I was,
Yeah, that was rough. I had never hung into anything that fought like that, and that was insane, man. I mean, I was hurting, and I think that was the best part about it, though. When pain starts getting inflicted, in fishing, that's when it starts getting really fun.
And who caught that grouper? Was that you, Big Country? I don't remember who caught the grouper. We did get one on that trip.
During my
we caught
episode,
so many fish. It was just a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. And then
You guys-
what I want to say one more guess. So I told you about Alan's deal, Tito. Well, if you all remember DJ Daniel, the young cat that was at the inauguration when President Trump was sworn back in, and he was the one that the Secret Service agent had held up, and I guess they swore him in there on the spot.
Yeah.
What it was he had suffered a really aggressive form of brain cancer at a young age, and his dream, I guess, was to. Maybe his dream, I think the story goes, right, Big Country, that he just wanted to be sworn in. He wanted to be a police officer. That was his make-a-wish, was to just wear the uniform. Well, you saw how that went. So they not only did that happen, but his dad, Theodis, is his father's name, who's a wonderful gentleman as well. They managed to get to the ceremony, and after that ceremony, DJ's life, I think, really changed. The vector of DJ's wonderful life here on Earth changed for the better even after that inauguration. That's what led DJ to become a boat guest, was the plan at first. But then it became DJ was welcomed by the entire county where Big Country's from. I want to let Big Country tell that story, because I got to go. He planned this whole thing with the people of Wakulla County, and it is the living, breathing example of what Florida is and how they received this young man, because he agreed to come to Florida, and DJ Daniel and his father agreed to come and allow Wakulla County to host him and his dad for a week of just fun and celebrating DJ and celebrating everything. The Forgotten Coast brings. It's such a great coast, and the people there are so wonderful. I'll let Big Country tell that story, because
Tell it, Big Country.
It's an unforgettable episode. I can't wait to.
Yeah, we were just blessed. A friend of mine called and asked if DJ if I could take him fishing for a day, and I said no. It's hard life, man. Being out on the boat and it's 100 degrees, and no. So we thought about it, and they called his dad, and his dad's like, no, he wants to go. I'm like, okay. So I reached out to the sheriff's office here, Jared Miller, our sheriff, constitutionally elected sheriff and a constitutional sheriff. Him and Brett Searcy, Srirachi, I can't say Brett's name, got together, and man, the community, one phone call, the entire community said, get him down here. They fed him, they housed him, they drove him, showered him with gifts and love, man. It was incredible. It was incredible. Wow. And I wish I could get, he went to Wakulla Springs, and, him and my daughter hit it off, him and all the other kids. And you see this kid, he's 13 going on 50, what he's been through and everything. He's, probably mentally a 50-year-old man. And, he got down here. He had never been in salt water. We chunked his little ass off the boat, and he got in the water with stingrays and big fish and had a blast.
How bad.
And would love to have him back, man. But, a lot of times everybody says, well, you're doing this for them. I think it was more he did it for us.
Absolutely.
The community, John was involved in it. Man, it's just incredible. And I thank God that we had that opportunity. Jay Ladd came down, Carl and his family came down, and probably he probably interacted with 1,000 people while he was here for the week, easily.
Easy.
Yeah, so,
Wow.
We had people, Marva Preston stepped up, just everybody. I can't name everybody. And then on top of that, we got to film it, and that was cool, but we'll have some more. We're working on some more stuff for Fish and Flow and Armed Forces Brewery and Fireside Distillery and J Ladd, and we're going to do some kid work. We're going to do some more law enforcement work. We got a project going on. We're going to give back, man.
Love it.
So we've been so blessed in this country. We've been in the bad places. We've been in the nightmares that people watch on TV, and Carl and J Ladd have seen shit that it's a bad deal, and we just want to bring the light back into the dark in our country. And these guys with TAP and everybody, with J Ladd, I can ask them, let's do something, and it's like that show where the guy says, whose car are we taking? It's not what are we going to do, it's just how we going to get there.
Yeah.
And that's my crew. That's the crew I roll with. Jay Ladd and Carl, and Michael Spalding and Jick, who was on last week. I called Jick last week, said I need you. He drove straight down from Michigan within 20 hours.
He's naming guys that your fans don't know, but these are other Green Berets that retired that were hired into the same organizations that we were in, and they are obviously lifetime friends. But when we made our other organization, we needed to hire very special skill sets, and we knew where to look. A lot of some old friends of mine that were in special forces knew some guys, and it's kind of like the A-team, And I literally got 1 degree separation, a recommendation, a phone call, and then it happened. And so we have a unique blend of, and we're not all just Army guys. We have other branches that were a part of this nonprofit that Big Country talks about, and that J Ladd and I were in. That was the one we all worked in 3 together. But like I told you, these two also have their other nonprofit. Big Country has been a part of a nonprofit that really takes veterans who are in need for taking a knee, so to speak, and gets them out on the water and takes them fishing, there's no better thing. We just want to get guys out on the water. We know that mostly, just like when you take somebody hunting for the first time.
Yeah,
Same as
absolutely.
fishing. If you get them out there and then you just say you're welcome, and then hopefully they take off with it. And taking veterans out there, that especially ones that probably had done that before at some point in their lives, but because life's kind of weighing on them and they got away from it, just to take those cats back out there and get them back in the motion. You'd be amazed at because we know we're men, the simple things in life, to go out on the water the boat ride out there to just get something, come back. It's ritualistic, and we know that it's a therapy as well. So a Big Country did that, and then J-Lad, tell them about your nonprofit.
Well, one of our big things that that we do, it's called Centurion Witness Ministries. It's a biblically grounded nonprofit. It's hands-on. It's 4 to 5 day. We don't call it a retreat, and there's a reason we don't call it a retreat, right? As military men, we don't retreat, right? We push forward, we march forward, and into combat, and we close with and engage the enemy. We don't turn around and run from them. So, the thing with us is it's Centurion Witness Ministries is we focus on PTSD, suicidal ideations, societal issues that go along with the combat stress, right? For the soldiers that are dealing with things, whether it's divorce or family conflicts, their jobs, whether they lost their jobs or they were forcefully removed out of the military, and medically retired or whatever, Those suicidal ideations come in, right? The enemy, what does the enemy come to do? The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's what our enemy is trying to do with our nation's warriors, is to steal, kill, and destroy. Because without our nation's warriors, what do we have?
Yeah.
We've got a nation full of, well, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking. So we've got a pool of little kitty cats, all right, and without our nation's warriors. So we got to take care of these warriors. We've got to save them. Not only am I a fisherman, right? That is my absolute passion in life, besides being a husband and a father, but is fishing. But what did Jesus say? He told his disciples, I think it was Peter and I can't remember the other one's name right now, but it doesn't matter. But he says, hey, come follow me. I'm going to make you, and they were fishermen, right? That's what they did for a living. He said, I'm going to make you fishers of men. So that's what I do too. And I really take pride in that because I see, these warriors come through our we call it a fire base, right? That's the central operations for any outgoing artillery or whatever that goes to a combat zone, right? So you got the enemy that's sitting on the X, right? And you're sending out artillery and you're just blasting the hell out of the enemy, right? You're softening that target. That's what we do in the spiritual aspect of things with these nations, with our warriors who come to us. They're it's voluntary. It doesn't cost them a dime to come. If they need their flights paid for, we pay for their flights. We get them there so that they are not worried about how they're going to pay for that trip to get there, right? So it's we bring a higher power into it, right?
Sure.
To help us out, to help facilitate with it. And what we see is a 100% success rate on the individuals who come into our program that says, I'm suicidal, or I've been thinking about suicide, or I'm dealing with drug addiction or alcohol addiction. We see these men leave here completely transformed and more powerful than they were when they come in, right? They leave with a purpose. As the non-commissioned officer, right, or even an officer, right, you have a purpose, and as a leader, you guide your men. You give them a purpose, you give them a direction, right, and then they're to carry out that purpose and direction through a direction or a directive action. That's what we do, And all jokes aside, Big Country and me and Carl, we like to have a good time and joke and raise hell, but when the seriousness comes down to it, we get serious, and we start sending out, some serious artillery on the enemy, and kicking the enemy's ass as much as we can, because we have to. I mean, if we continue to allow the enemy to take our warriors through suicide, right? They talk about suicide being 22 a day. You know, that's just been a big thing. But when you take into consideration the numbers of suicides that happen daily from our service members, our active duty, our inactive ready reserve, our National
Law
Guard,
enforcement.
law enforcement. But we won't even take law enforcement. That's a whole other ball game there, buddy. And that's even higher than the veterans and service member suicides. Well, if
Yeah.
we've got to do something, right? I see all this money going over to, these other countries that are getting their ass handed to them. That's not our issue. Stop sending our money to other countries to fix their crap. The politicians screwed it up here. They need to fix it here, right? So that we can continue going and pushing forward. If we don't, we're not going to have anything to leave for our kids. We're going to have a damn nation full of pussies, right? Excuse me, but our bowl of kitties. Let's go.
And you know what, Jason brought something up, and it really made my mind think about something. I spent a lot of years downrange engaged because we were sent for a lot of years downrange to fight our nation's war. That was our generation. I fought. When they asked me how many wars did you fight in? Well, I fought in all of them since the deserts. So what? This is how it went for us, and we carry a lot of that with us. I personally, when I retired, I left it in peace. There's things I struggle with, of course, but I left that in peace. For others, it continues to be a struggle, both after retirement and then stepping off into another great big brave world to take on. That's hard. But when we've adjusted and we're soldiers and we're grunts. We can adjust to anything. What I see now, as a veteran, been retired for 10 years now, is a new type. Jason, you brought it up. Big Country, you hit on it. We're going to start seeing a new type of wounded American man. And that is the agents that work for ICE that are having to go now and get attacked by our own citizens, so-called citizens,
Spot on.
as they're conducting these operations. I'll tell you, we did this for years. It will weigh on you. That's where the psychological trauma comes from, because these beautiful, powerful ICE agents that decide to serve country and do this, which is the dirty work that the last 4 years caused.
Yeah.
Well, they're going through right now, and it's going to happen, guys. Something catastrophic is going to happen. They're already having, and they're putting this pressure. The evil adversarial left. On our fishing show, we don't hold back. That's why no other network would take us but Pursuit Channel. So there's these leftist evil forces. It's happening the way this is all they have left to disrupt, to undermine, to sow discord, to attack our new heroes now. There's not much stuff going on globally. Our 0301 comm plan that I went around the world schwacking so-called terrorists under Obama's and Bush Jr.'s regime, those days are gone. We're not sending guys to schwack people we don't like anymore like I did. Our president's awesome. He's a president of peace. So he holds that power and he uses it very, very judicially speaking. We have a Venezuelan problem right now, but aside from that, that's cleaning up your own backyard. We have a big issue here with the restoration of our nation's border and restoring order and getting all the illegal citizens who decided to pass everybody else in line, trying to get to this great nation the right way, getting them out is the most dangerous job right now. And there's already, I'm seeing it, aren't you guys seeing those micro situations that happen over time? Then a catastrophic, significant emotional event might happen. We might do some direct actions into Mexico to get rid of some cartel heads. That's going to happen. We've unleashed that beast. I was a part of that package. God help those guys. But we're going to enter into a new type of conflict, which is policing up our own backyard. And it's going to come with it a new generation of folks that are in need. We are older warriors now. They don't go calling Carlito and Jason in Big Country when they have a nation problem. If they're calling us, there's something wrong. Everybody.
I don't know, but until about 2024, they were calling you guys kind of. They needed to.
You're right. Yeah. From that time frame, those 4 years, we had a lot of organizations calling us. That's for sure. But now we are aging, but we can give back. We want to serve for life. You see that the stars of this show have run their own nonprofits, Bible-based nonprofits that help veterans. We just want to give back, and that's part of our service for life. We're aged old warriors, tired with worn-out shields, but we do have a lot to give back. And we're not going to live our sunsets like the generation before us, who are still at each other's throats in their late 70s and 80s, our fathers and mothers' generations.
Yeah.
Choking each other in the late 60s and are still choking each other instead of passing wisdom to us younger people saying enjoy, they're still choking each other. That's not what we're going to do. Our generation's going to enjoy the sunsets, and we're going to have to reset and fix what's been going on here. But we just spread the positive. You can see how we are. The way we are here is the way we are almost all the time. We know how to get serious, but we're in a season in our lives where we get to do a fishing show, and most importantly, we get to give back. That's what it's about.
Guys, the show is Fish and Flow, and it's America's hottest new fishing show. It is super fun. I kind of made a reference to Bob Ross and painting how docile that show was. This is not your average fishing show. This is fun. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It makes you want to jump in there and
These guys
be
take it
there.
that way. It's fun. You watch these guys in action, you'll see. You'll want to go. You're gonna want to come fishing with us. We're starting to get a waiting line out the door.
Yeah, big time. And we're going to get some links on our platforms to Fish and Flow where you can follow them and stay in the loop and everything. But guys, I got some questions for you real quick. We're going to do a little lightning round here, okay? And just go around. And John, you too. John Dill, you're a veteran as well. National Guard, Army National Guard, Florida?
Army National Guard. Georgia
Awesome.
and Florida. Switched.
Okay. And you're Big Country, you've got it's kind of a side company here. You're doing Big Country's barbecue. Tell us a little bit about that, because and then I'm going to segue into beer. Go ahead.
Yeah. So barbecue's a passion. I was raised in Georgia, born in Florida, back in Florida. July 4th, no doubt, of 2025, I pulled the trigger on my barbecue team, which is Fire for Effect competition barbecue. It's a nod to the artillery world. Talking Big Country, got some things coming down the pipe. They're going to be fantastic. I'm a redneck backyard guy, cooking barbecue. I step off in a pro circuit. Boy, was I wrong. I have been smoked by everybody with a smoker. But we're going to push forward. We're going to get into helping veterans get them out. I got into barbecue for my mental side. Give me a hobby. Give me something to do. So that's where we're at. If there's a veteran out there who wants to cook barbecue, you're in the area, come be a part of the team for the weekend. It's not a one-day trip. It's a whole weekend, Yeah, come on up. We met J-Led and Carl in St. Mark's during the DJ Daniel thing, and I think I was in his way more than anything. But you want to come up, hang out, see what the crunch of barbecue is. Come on up, and we'll try to get up that ladder as quick as we can and start winning for not only our team and Big Country, but for the veterans that need to get out and experience life a little bit differently.
Big Country, you got a truck, you got a renovated truck coming or something, trailer coming. You're about to start
Renovate. Man, I ain't got no damn single wide. Hell, I got a double wide. No, we went and bought a barbecue truck, and we're going to do competition barbecue up around the state.
Love it.
I've taught J-Lad to fish, him how to barbecue, so I'm going to sit back and enjoy it. But we're going to head down to Carl's neck of the woods up north down in South Florida and meet up with a guy by the name of Michael
He's going to
Vecchio
come
from
south to meet us Yankees in South Florida.
That's right. Because we have built a damn wall around Wakulla, brother.
You get
I will welcome you with a joint and a margarita.
We built a wall up here. But we're gonna come down there with a guy with Northwest Florida Fishing Chronicles, and we're going. I think he's planning this in February. Carl doesn't know anything about it. J Lad doesn't know anything about it. But we're gonna come down there and kick for
That's how he
cook for
cooks
some
these
kids.
things up, you know. He just
Yeah, well, we just put it together yesterday. So Michael's gonna be getting with you guys. He's gonna take a bunch of kids. He's got some DOA agreed to sponsor him down there. So we're gonna come down and cook some barbecue for some kids. And I was gonna start getting my menu ready today, Carl, and I called Alan. I said, look, man, we got a professional photographer that's gonna come, instead of my damn iPhone. And I said, I need some beer. He said, well, we just dropped it. It won't be there until December. I said, well, at least send me some damn beer cans. Well, I don't have any. They're in Atlanta. I said, well, send me a beer carton. I can't even get a damn beer can from the CEO
From the
of
CEO
Armed
of
Forces Brewing
Forces
Company
Brewing Company.
to advertise with on my. So I'm gonna saw him later. I'm just done with him. I ordered some AFBC beer off of eBay.
Oh my God, that was funny. And I got to tell you, I'm going to give an update here because we got a smart ass or two over on Facebook
Well, hell,
and on
it cost me
LinkedIn.
$9 for 3 beers, son.
Hey, we're ready for it to come back to Florida. I promise you.
Absolutely, without a
Hell,
doubt.
it's brewing in Florida. We can go get
Yeah,
it.
It's brewing here.
It's, well, not here. That's
you guys, the beer.
yeah.
But the beer.
But the beer.
We've got some people out on
Where's that?
social
Lakewood,
media
Lake
commenting too. Are you guys still doing beer? So the beer's in the tanks right now in Florida. We're brewing it down there. It's officially in the tanks. We verified it's being
I don't know what he's
brewed.
saying, but he looks mad.
I went and swam in them the other day to make sure the brew recipe is good. So I just want to let your
So the beer's coming. It'll be ready.
Alan, we can't hear you, buddy.
Uh-oh. Am I on mute?
Oh no, I
Nope.
can hear you. I
Can you hear me now?
loud and clear. Yeah.
So the
He done
beer's
got mad at me
brewing.
about the beer cans and muted me.
We got beer coming. The apparel store is close to being up. We're working on relaunching our stock offering. So we've got things just about rolling back on board, and working toward getting somewhat, the company going back to normal and everything. But getting the beer out is the main thing. We want to be drinking beer during the Red Friday podcast, not without refreshment. So I want.
I can hear you.
I want to. Uh-oh. Yeah.
No.
He dropped.
Now Alan fell off. Are we
fell
still
off.
live?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we're running live.
We're
It
live.
says
Yeah.
live.
Red Friday podcast. So let's. Oh, there
There you go.
I was gonna start.
I have
there
no
he
idea what
is.
happened.
Not Alan.
I thought you'd lost the war, brother. I thought them drugs finally won.
I'm not See, it's. Well, let's see. I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. Okay.
Yeah, we're running live.
Cool. Little. I'm not sure what that was. I'm in Texas, and you get these drops sometimes on the internet. And by the way, I'll say this officially: Spectrum here in Texas sucks. It sucks. It's really bad.
I remember
Anyway.
Spectrum. I remember that.
Oh,
I was
it's
in the
so
Army
bad.
in Woodwood twice. I remember those services.
It's
But you gotta love
just
Texas.
absolutely sucks. Everything about it sucks. Anyway, so we've got the Red Friday podcast back up and running again, and more shows coming up. But I want to go through a few questions with you guys and get your opinions on some things. Okay, so let's do that. Jay Ladd, I'm going to start with you. What's your favorite style of beer?
Favorite style of beer?
Yeah. Are you an IPA guy, a lager guy, dark beer? What?
Probably lager. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like all that fancy flavored
Fancy
stuff.
schmancy?
Yeah, you remember the beer that they used to sell in Kroger? It was in a yellow can and had black writing, and it just said beer.
yeah.
It was cost cutter beer. That's the beer I like. That's
Big
good
Country. How about you?
Man, I like me some Billy beer from Georgia.
I remember that too. I remember
No,
that
brother,
too.
Germany broke me down, man. There were so many, and you guys have a dark that is just off the chain.
You
I
talk about
really
the
like
Death from
Grunt.
Above coffee porter. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome, brother. But I got hooked on the dark ales over in Germany and Europe, and man, that's my favorite. I'll be quiet now.
John Dill, what's your style, man?
And I'm a light beer guy. I mean, once it's late enough for McDonald's to serve lunch, I want to be able to have a drink in my hand if it fits. You know, from farm work to barbecue. I'm not a big IPA, not a big porter guy. I'm a light beer guy. The Preamble, fantastic. Get it back in stores. I'm ready to buy it.
Carl Johnson.
Same here. The preambles is my. Now I got a history with beer. I've done that dance a few times, broken up, gotten back together. So I do have a distant history and knowledge of beers that I don't want to bring out here but I'll tell you, I have like I was stationed in Germany as well. I went there at the age of 18, right out of basic training in 1989, right before the wall came down. And you know, in Germany, there's no drinking age. I think it might be 16. I don't remember.
Really?
I got there. Can you imagine unleashing young American? Well, that's what they want. They want a bunch of 18-year-old young American soldiers. They're wasting all their money in their German bars, and I did just that. So I was so. The culture in the army where I went to, which was an interesting culture for those who have been in Germany and that time in the army, was you just had to start drinking. It was a requirement. So I more than met their requirement. Yeah, but now Preamble's great. I love the Preamble. I don't like, a good Hefeweizen is what I really like too. Sometimes a little soft, a little rice in the bottom that bubbles. Oh, it's that Crystal Weizen. Those I do every once in a while. Will hit that, but on the regular, I don't go any deeper than Preamble.
Yeah,
All right, I
love
wanna-
Hefeweizen and Hefeweizen.
Say it again, Anthony. Big Country. Say
I
it
said
again.
I love the Hefeweizen and the Hefeweizen.
They were there. Oh my God, those hefty
Were they?
Yeah. They wait for you to get drunk.
Guys, I think I've got Tom's problems. I'm going to have to drop and reboot. If you're on, I'll catch you in just a minute.
Okay, sounds good. When you come back, I want to get your opinion on this because we're going to do a little lightning round here real quick. All right, here we go. Jay Ladd, a big topic it has been lately, especially with congressional meetings and everything on this UFO UAP stuff that's out there. I think it's going to blow up and get even bigger as we get into this. Are UFOs real?
Absolutely, man. You know it. Hey,
We're being visited.
let me tell you. I never told you guys this. When we were out there in Tombstone, and my wife and I were coming back from Tombstone, going back to Tucson. We saw one, and we got it on video. So if I disappear, it's because I've been summoned up. But look here.
Beam me up.
Look, I was driving. If you've ever been to Tombstone, there's a dark road there from Tombstone back into, was that Sierra Vista? I think it is.
Yeah.
And it was dark. I'm driving. I'm looking up, and I'm like, "What the hell is that, man? This thing's coming across the sky, and it's getting lighter, and it's lighter." And I'm like, "Oh, that must be a launch, a space launch or whatever, And no, man, this thing went shoom and shot back across the sky, and then it stopped, and then it came at us again, and then it shoom shot over here, and I'm like, "That's it for me, buddy. I'm a believer. I'm a believer."
CJ, Carl, what do you think?
Not only am I a believer in UAPs and UFOs that have certainly visited here on Earth, and I fully believe everything Jason Ladd said, but what I also believe is the green guys that fly around in these saucers, most of them fly by Earth, and they say, "Oh hell no!" Those idiots. They look at us. They must look at us and marvel. It must be like, when you go to Africa and you do a safari. Like, they don't let you go out with the animals. Like they say, "Hey, if you want to have a good go-away vacation with your little green short wife, go bypass this Class M planet called Earth and just look inside with our technology. You won't believe what these jackasses are doing down there. They're still killing each other. Just somehow I don't know how it happened, but they got a hold of our AI, and now it's off the charts."
Hey, honey, let's stop on that planet. No, we don't want to stop there.
Yeah. So now they fly by, and it's almost like they show their green little Martian kids, like, "Hey, look at this. If you keep acting the way you are, I'm going to put you on that planet. And I'm not going to pick you up like Stitch or Lilo and Stitch. I'm just going to leave you there."
We're going to do a whole episode on this topic. We're going to do an entire episode and try to get some really big name celebrity, UFO celebrity type guests on for that.
Yeah, real
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, because I totally believe it, 100%. They've been here the whole time.
It's being a kid that started getting interested in that when I was a kid, and having a dad in the Air Force who actually, on my 13th birthday, my birthday present was a stack of Project Blue Book cases that I don't know where my dad got them or how he printed them out, but for stuff to read. That's been one of those things that I've been interested in for a long time, and I think with congressional members coming out, Luna in Florida there, and then is it Burchett from Tennessee coming out, and I mean that stuff's all over social media. Little clips of them talking about the committee meetings and what they've seen in closed committee meetings and talking about the skiffs they've been in and all that stuff. Anyway, we're going to do a whole thing on that. Anthony just got back. Go ahead.
I'll tell you
Go
what,
ahead, J-Lad.
If you want to read some really mind-boggling stuff, open up the Bible and go to Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel's wheel. Yeah,
read Ezekiel, and I'm telling you, you'll be like, wait a minute, those little round things they're talking about with the eyes, those are flying saucers, right? It's like, hello, I mean, come on, you can't make this shit up. But your little Baptist preachers over in the country now, they ain't talking about that. Now there ain't no such thing that there is a UFO. Hey, what?
Huh?
Easy now. Easy.
Big country. I asked the guys if UAPs, are they real aliens, all that stuff? Are they real or not real?
I 100% believe it, that they exist, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd be naive as hell to think that we're the only intelligent life force in this great universe. I mean, the statistical odds of the trillions of galaxies and other worlds puts us at a losing bet on that. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So do you guys think we're gonna know for sure in our lifetime here, or are we gonna have to wait another 50 years? Think we're gonna know?
We'll know. Oh yeah, before Trump gets out of office, we'll know.
If we can get Elon liquored up,
his IDGAF is so strong. He's just going to release everything when he's done. He's not going to hide it.
All right, here's some more questions, real quick. Russia-Ukraine war. Is it going to end with the this next negotiation round, or is it not going to end? What do you think, guys? Carl?
I don't care. We shouldn't have gotten involved in the first place, but I hope the president of peace makes it happen. Next.
J-Lad.
I think Israel's going to own them both.
Anthony.
I got to agree with Carlito on that. We've got housekeeping to do down South and Central America.
Yep.
This is my prediction, and I don't know anybody in DC. I don't talk to anybody that's in the know, But my prediction is we're going to see heavy engagement within our borders within 6 months from oppositional cartel and oppositional governments, because I read on CNN that they had found like Russian passports and Cuban passports and Armenian passports, you know, the real bad players down in Mexico, but Joe Biden said it didn't happen. But I believe CNN now that they're saying that it did happen, and we're going to have to fight these bastards here.
Wow. Predictions there. Guys, the show is Fish and Flow. We are going to get links all over our social media. So you guys, I mean, go to, you got, what do you have right now, Carl? You've got a Facebook page. I know, because we've been tagging the Facebook page, right?
We just started our social media environment. So if you could help anybody, come see us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. What else do we have, guys? Facebook,
TikTok, and Instagram too.
Yeah, we were gonna launch the
follow them there.
on Rumble, but we'll cover that. But yeah, if you go fish _ the letter N _ FLO, our show, if you look at it, Fish and Flow itself, if you look at our logo, it's pretty awesome when you think about it. Well, it has kind of a double meaning. We really wanted to celebrate Florida first and foremost in our show, and that's why you see a lot of it with our logo is very Florida inspired. But flow, being flow grown, as everybody knows here in Florida, FLO is just our kind of shorten for it. So we're saying Fish and Flow, but we're also really, we want to fish and flow with the show. So it's a really nice jingle, you know, and we just wanted to, everything we do about our fishing show, we do cover fishing. And as we do more episodes, we're going to get in deeper into the sport of fishing, and we're going to get deeper into the fresh waters and waterways here in Florida, Lake Okeechobee. We're doing an episode that J-Lad, since his home plate is there, and he lives real close to me. If you know Florida, he's a next door neighbor. But that's his AO, that's his space. So he's going to host or put on, you know, be the home plate for a show. That special guest you won't believe. I'm not going to say it but you won't believe it. Like I said, the guests are some you know, maybe some you don't quite know, but all you got to do is Google them 1 second, and you got a great show.
Well, you guys get any rain down there, man? You guys got any water in Okeechobee right now? We're dry.
Oh man, Okeechobee's full.
Wow, we are dry, dude.
They're filling it up so they can spray all the damn weeds and it can kill all the weeds, you know. Stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, we need to do an episode about that.
Yeah.
That'd be great to bring up. Yeah, so our first episode was where I live, the Treasure Coast. We did an episode up in the Forgotten Coast, Panacea, Florida, where Anthony is from. We have also covered Gold Coast, right? Panama City. We've been down to Lee Coast. We're gonna do Key West. The show guest for Key West, everybody here knows, so you won't.
When's that one? When are you guys doing that one?
Key West is coming probably February timeframe when we shoot.
Woo.
So,
That's gonna be a good one.
Is it Jimmy Buffett?
We're gonna dig him up and bring him down again. No, but the guy we have as a host would probably want to bust Jimmy Buffett. So just to give you an idea.
Oh no! Well, I figured Jimmy voted last November, so he must still be alive. Like Elvis.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow. Key West. All right. Well, guys, once again, the show's Fish and Flow. We're going to get the links out there. You guys follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, follow them on TikTok. It's a load of fun. And I'll tell you what, guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about where you guys are taking this thing, having experienced this firsthand and buddied up with you guys for the last couple of years. It's been one of the big joys in my life is having you guys as friends and getting to go on these adventures with you. I mean that sincerely, and you're like family to me. So Carl Johnson, Jason Ladd, Anthony Stevens, John Dill, thanks you guys for coming on. That's the Red Friday podcast. Don't worry, guys. We got beer coming out from Armed Forces Brewing Company, and we're going to keep everybody updated on that. Keep watching us on social media. Everybody, thanks again.
Have
a good one, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, America. Love y'all.
Yeah.
See your show.
Don't go Navy on me, bro.
Well, I am rooting for him in the Army Navy game, but Army won for best uniforms this year, without a hands down. I don't like the Navy uniforms. I like the Army uniforms. They're cool.
I got you. I better get off before you're
All right, guys.
looking for me.
All right, guys.
Making Navy jokes.
If one more guy asks me, are we there yet? I'm shooting a hole in the motherfucking boat.
Are we there yet?
Thanks for watching, everybody. Red Friday Podcast, Alan Beal. See ya.